As you all know, I'm incredibly keen to explore how tech is transforming multiple industries all over the world. But I don't want to restrict myself to just traditional industries, especially when we're seeing the emergence of other industries that are beginning to take the stage. And I always try to walk around with my eyes wide open and soak up everything I see around the world around me and try to see how that's going to shape our future. As we end into the final quarter of 2018, a lot of people are going to be talking about 2018 being the year of artificial intelligence, machine learning and blockchain. But there is another clear trend for me this year. And that's the legalisation of marijuana or cannabis and how tech is enabling a $63 billion industry to flourish. For example, on a trip to Denver in the US earlier this year, I noticed two things. One, that Denver was thriving and growing at a rapid rate, and much of that was down to the fact that the tax dollars of the legalisation of cannabis. And while I was over there, I discovered that Colorado pot sales hit a record $1.5 billion in 2017 alone, and border towns saw a green rush from neighbours. But there's also a key number of challenges that tech was solving. For example, there are countless examples of dispensaries hoarding stashes of cash. Why? Because state legal medicinal marijuana transactions are mostly conducted with cash. Although it's legal in some states, this cash is not allowed to be deposited in a bank because the Federal Reserve regulates state-chartered member banks. So step forward blockchain and crypto, which is creating a new ecosystem and making that industry cashless. Then we have the medical aspect, where an incorrect label can be fatal. And again, blockchain can bring trust and transparency. And another thing to note is that in October this year, Canada is going to be the first entire country to legalise cannabis. But I don't want to create a picture of a Cheech and Chong movie here, because I think it's crucial to understand that we're not talking about turning Americans and Canadians into stoners. It's because we're finally accepting that extracts from this natural plant has therapeutic value for a wide range of health conditions. And this, for me, is where things get really interesting, because cannabis may be able to treat or alleviate the symptoms of a variety of serious ailments. And we're talking cancer, HIV, epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, spinal cord injury, spinal cord disease, arthritis, and end-of-life care. This is serious business in more ways than one, and something not to be sneered at. So as countries look beyond getting stoned and at the medicinal aspects, our attitudes are evolving. And as a result, we're seeing quite a few opportunities. And I want you to imagine that you've got a sick relative and the only relief that they can get is through medicinal cannabis, which has to be picked up by visiting a dispensary. Now, many people are finding that there's incredibly long waits due to just how busy these places are getting. So when I recently read that Greenbox Robotics, a Marina Del Rey company founded in June 2017, wants to bring automation to the cannabis market by using self-serve kiosks to dispense cannabis, I wanted to find out more and explore this complex industry, but ultimately how technology is solving real problems. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to LA so we can speak with Zach Johnson, Greenbox Robotics CEO and founder, where we're going to find out more about these touchscreen machines with robotic arms, biometric sensors and even an eye in the sky. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure. Neil, thank you so much for having me on the show. My name is Zach Johnson, and I'm the founder of Greenbox Robotics, the first intelligent cannabis kiosk. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised in the North Shore of Massachusetts, and I dropped out of college after my freshman year to pursue my first startup in the entertainment space, which was a record label that led me to moving out to Los Angeles, California. And I've been living here for the last 10 years and really excited about entrepreneurship, love to help solve problems. I would say one of my passions is networking and connecting people. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. And Greenbox Robotics is the current startup that I'm working on. It's as I mentioned, the first intelligent cannabis kiosk.